What's going on, guys? Let me make sure I'm actually live. I don't think I am. Am I on? Why can't I see it? I did put it public, didn't I? Sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties. Oh, you're on? You're on. Why can't I see it on YouTube? Appreciate it, though. Maybe I gotta close the app and reopen it. Come on, come on. Yes, there we go. That's what I had to do. Anyways, how's everybody going tonight? Welcome back, welcome back. You rock, you're back. All glad to see your face. Where were you the other weeks? So that it's complicated. It's not that I can't get into details. I just don't want to go too much into detail on that because then the commies would know a pressure point they could push on. But it's resolved, so I'm back on YouTube. So that's pretty awesome. Here from Kentucky, Indiana. What's going on, guys? Now, normally I would be streaming on Rumble too, but so StreamYard charges now to go on 2 different platforms, and being off of YouTube, that it set me way back, so I'm trying to get things going again. So basically, the only thing we got for a super chat is the Cash App, which is right there, and then I'll just pop through and just put your message in the super chat if that's what you want to do. Anyways, either way, glad to see you back. How's it hanging, my dude? Pretty good. Finger number red, text yellow goal. It's all good. Glad you're back. Hey, CRS, what's going on? 23X. Hey, man, glad you're back, brother. Hey, I think, was that you that was asking about the paddle? Somebody was asking about what was written on the paddle. It actually says Whomper. It's in Old English, though. It's not a reverse it. They're having trouble reading it, and it was driving them nuts. Kurt24, what's going on, dude? Yeah, hopefully I should hear back from my appeal any day now. Like, it's to the point where, like, all right, this week I'm going to hear. Like, I'm that far forward to where I should hear Tuesday or Thursday. Now, the 11th Circuit drops their appeals or their opinions. That's the word I'm looking for. On Tuesdays and Thursdays. So hopefully this Tuesday we'll have an answer of what's going on with the case. If I'm climbing up or if I'm done or what's going on at that point. Do these lights make it a little bit easier to watch the live stream? Because before I'd run my key lights and it just blasted out my face and the computer couldn't really see anything. And I'm using the free version of StreamYard right now too, so it's only in 720p instead of 4K. What's up? Good to see you doing lives again. Not a whole hell of a lot. Just wanted to come back on and chill with you guys. Looks good. All right, cool. I was hoping that would make a difference. I kind of need to do something different with this microphone because I got it on a boom right now. And it's just in a bad location because when I'll film and stuff, sometimes I'll like throw an elbow into it and just screws up my videos. I don't know. I gotta play with the boom mic and try to figure out where it's gonna go. Now my girl, she actually wants to go down to like a more of a sitting video. So like maybe like in a chair like this. I like to stand because I like to move around. I get into my videos and that, but she wants to go to a sitting video, so we'll have to see what's going on with that. Props for your wife holding it down. Yeah. She was doing pretty awesome. CRS, do you have any good point? CRS, do you have a good point of contact? Instagram is the best way to go. So it is. Let me pull it up real quick. Here's my profile. So you know you got the right one. Man, this won't pick it up at all. It's CRS_firearms on Instagram. That is the best way to do it because then you can chat with me. If we want to, we can send pictures back and forth. So if you have a question about that, it's been very helpful because people be like, hey, there's something going on with this fire. This was obviously before I got indicted. something going on with this firearm, well, then they can send me a picture and show me what they're talking about, and we're able to work through it and get it figured out. What do we got here? Looking forward to you being able to have a freedom party. Yeah. As much as I would love to climb to the Supreme Court and just stick it to the whole dangerous and unusual argument, I'm also ready just to close the book on this, put this chapter behind me. So I'd like to win at the 3-judge too. The problem is if I win at the 3-judge, it only affects the 11th Circuit. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being selfish. Get you right back. I'll check Rove Banta. Yeah, Erica did a pretty badass job holding it down. Have you seen her new videos? She's got that new backdrop. You can actually see it hanging right there. I'm liking it. I'm actually thinking I might switch to backdrop too because it just looks so much cleaner than just the concrete wall. Oh, Kurt right there. He posted my Instagram right there. There's a link to it. Here, let me put that up there. Boom. So if you want to check out the Instagram, that is the way to do it. That is the best way to send me PMs. The email, honestly, it's a black hole. Most things go there just to die. When I go on the email, I'm looking for something specific like a Shopify message or an Amazon order or something like that. So I'm looking for that. And if I happen to see a message on there, I'll take care of it. But pretty much the email is not a good way to get a hold of me. Will your wife be doing content also? Yes. She's still not ready for live streams. There's just something about live streams. She doesn't like it. I was trying to get her to go live with me tonight, and she's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm like, come on. Let's just do a live together. Yeah, she wouldn't have it. But she does plan on moving forward with content on her channel. Her channel is actually monetized. Can somebody post a link to her channel? It's only Tactical Fans. So definitely go subscribe to her because that's actually monetized. And honestly, she's doing pretty good. Like, if she keeps going the way she's going, it's definitely going to handle our issues. So pretty happy about that. Yeah, the background. Whoa, what is this? Hey, yeah, the background law is bullshit. Background law is bullshit. I must be missing something. I thought he was talking about like the background she was using. I'm like, what? Something's wrong with it? It would be one consistent blooper reel. She does have a lot of bloopers, but you understand, she hasn't been doing YouTube that long. Like, if you count the actual amount of videos, like put all of her videos she ever did together, it can't be over 6 months. I've been doing this for years. So I can go start to finish on a YouTube video and not skip a beat. So I don't have any bloopers. When I first started making YouTube videos, yeah, I struggled with it. It was hard. And I actually started making YouTube videos without even using editing software. So I'd set up my GoPro and I'd have to do one take video. So if I messed up the video, I'd have to start all the way over at the beginning. So that's what got me good at freestyling. She don't have to do that because I have editing software and I'm able to just help her along with it with the editing process. So yeah, but as she gets better and better and better, the bloopers are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I mean, she's been consistently uploading for, 3 weeks now? Let me check on that. View channel. Yeah, 3 weeks. And it's already got drastically easier. Now she's got maybe 4 minutes of bloopers, right, that I have to cut down and pull out the funny parts. When she first started shooting just 3 weeks ago, if she had a 10-minute video, she had about 10 minutes of mistakes. So that's how crazy fast she's getting good at this. Let me show you a picture of her background, too, if you guys haven't seen her newest videos. It's only the last 2 videos where she started using the background. Does that not look great? Way better than the whole brick wall. So I was thinking about maybe going with a blue or a black one myself. Obviously, I get cash together. Like I said, me being off YouTube for 3 weeks, really put the grind on us. But once I do that, I'm also thinking about replacing the whiteboard right here with like a flat screen TV. My stepmom's got one at the store because they actually still do own the store. They're trying to sell it, but they still do own it. So she's got a flat screen TV there. So instead of right on the board, maybe I'll have like a flat screen TV that I'll have bullet points on. And I believe that I could possibly use like my phone or hook a laptop to it, and then we can just click to the bullet points. Because my videos are so short, honestly, because I can't fit that many bullet points on the board. We got maybe 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 bullet points, and I'm squishing stuff down. So that means out of the stuff I remember, because how I shoot my videos, I freestyle it, and I just bounce back and forth to the bullet points. If I could have an infinite amount of bullet points, I could go way more in depth with videos. So kind of hoping that works out. I have 40 minutes of bloopers and 3 minutes of video usually. Yeah, it takes a while. Just something about knowing that a whole bunch of people are going to watch your video just screws you up really hard in the beginning. And I don't know if I said it or not, but thanks, Kurt24. This is the link to her channel right here. You guys should definitely go and subscribe there. Like, she's blowing up pretty good. My daughter's actually got her channel going too pretty good. She got 2 videos out, and her second video's already got over 1,000 views. I'm like, pfft. I'm trying to explain to her because she's like all down, like, oh, that's not that many. I'm like, do you realize how long it took me to get to a video to make 1,000 views? It was like 3 years. My videos used to get like 10, maybe 20 views. I just kept grinding and grinding and grinding and slowly getting better. And then 30 views. And then next thing you know, I'm getting 100 views to get 1,000 views on a video. Like, I'm like, Xana, you need to just relax. You're doing really, really good. Like, it's okay, because she's all upset. I actually started building a channel with her when she was a baby. Like, I had baby footage on there and everything, and I was trying to figure out the whole YouTube monetization thing, and they were like, well, you can't monetize because you don't have an AdSense, and you can't have an AdSense because there's a duplicate AdSense account of yours. I didn't know they were talking about my wife's channel, because we had the same bank account. They counted it as a duplicate, right? So I was like, oh, well, maybe they're talking about my daughter's channel because it's linked to my account, right? So I moved it over to my daughter, and I didn't know this, but YouTube doesn't want a kid to have a YouTube channel. They have to be 13 or older unless the parent is running it. So the parent needs to own it. So as soon as I click, yes, she owns this channel, boof, nuked the whole channel. Completely lost all of her subscribers, all of her videos and everything like that. So she's starting completely over. So that sucks. Man, respect, brother. Yeah. So, as you guys know, I'm not the best at spelling, and that's how she actually taught me to spell America and not forget it. She's like, just think, I am America. Take out the I, and you have it. Erica. A-M, Erica. America. I'm like, that's awesome. Like, I really like that. That's pretty cool. YouTube is a hot mess. Can you mirror everything on Rumble? I am mirroring everything on Rumble. Can somebody post a link to my Rumble? Actually, my Rumble account's monetized too, but Rumble, it's I'd actually be live streaming right now on Rumble as well, but it's just, so StreamYard, in order to live stream on multiple channels, I would either have to live stream just on Rumble, or I have to live stream currently just on YouTube, because I always have to go to the paid account, and I just can't afford that right now. So I'm not live streaming on Rumble, but yes, normally, like, I would be live streaming on both channels. I do have a Rumble. It's CRS Family, I believe. Let me check that. Yes, the CRS Family. That's what the channel's called. And my wife's and my videos go there. Once my daughter's videos get a little bit better, her videos go there too. So the Rumble is just a mixture of everything going there. Just signed up. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Free speech platform. Yeah, it is nice to be able to be on Rumble and not have to worry about getting videos taken down or channel strikes. I haven't got a channel strike in a while. So any day now, this channel is going to get hit, and then you guys are just going to not see me anymore. Best way to find out where I'm at is go to my Rumble account, which is right there. Thank you, Kurt24. This guy is a link-getting machine. So the best way to find out what's going on is right there at Rumble, or, just check out my wife's channel. I don't think she'll have an issue with demonetization. Well, I shouldn't say that, because she's already had videos get hit and demonetized, but I'm saying like channel strikes, because even after I win my appeal and this switches back over to having firearms and that on all the time, her channel's staying clean. It's going to be strictly Second Amendment news, no firearms on there. If there is a firearm, it's a picture of a gun. She's never actually going to have firearms on there, and I'm going to wean her off of gun content. Right now, the only reason she did like the AK-22 videos because I was working on it, and I just came back on YouTube, so we worked on that project together, did the research together, so why not just have her do the same video? But now we're going to split that off, and hers will just be doing gun news, like strictly that. That's it. No risk at channel strikes. No risk at channel termination. Does it matter if YouTube takes down? Does it matter if YouTube takes you down? We, the people, still got your back. I appreciate it, man. And honestly, like you guys having my back through all of this is how I was able to make it. That's how I still have a studio to shoot at it. Like, it seemed like every time now don't get me wrong, when I got out, there was mass debt. Like, it would have been crippling, but a couple of people actually came and helped me out with that too. Like, I don't even know how to, like, you guys saved me. This would have been a totally different experience if I didn't have you guys at my back. You good now, bro? Yeah. Right now, yes, as far as I know, I am good. So I'm just waiting to hear back from that appeal. The 11th Circuit drops it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So hopefully this coming Tuesday, we'll get an answer for my appeal. If not, hopefully Thursday. But we're far enough along. Let me actually find out exactly how. I think we're rolling on 7 months here. How long has it been since last year, September 11th? How are you thinking? That should be a fast answer. 6 months, 17 days. We're almost at the 7-month mark, which is crazy long for an appeal. When you go past the 6-month mark and you get, because, all right, so there's the fast answers, which you'll hear back in 30 days. That's clear denial. Simple, just poof, conviction affirmed. Then there's dissent. That happens between 30 days and 5 months. That means that you're probably still getting a firm conviction. They're just ironing out. There's something tripping them up, right? When you get over to 7 to 9 months, that's usually a good indication that the judges are about to drop something that changes the landscape in their district. Hopefully that's something that says, a drawing can't be a machine gun. So hopefully I'm going to win on that. We'll have to see. I mean, who knows what's going on? Yeah, I'm hoping it's good. Now, you got to understand, whether they affirm my conviction or they remand it back down or deny the conviction. I don't know what the actual word is. I can't think of it off the top of my head. They're going to be setting case law. Because let's pretend they affirm the conviction. They have to find a way to say that, yes, what I did was against the law, but schematics aren't against the law and drawings aren't against the law. So they have to put a divide there. It would have to be worded something like, in this particular set of circumstances, what he did was actually, I mean, obviously they're judges, so it's going to be real convoluted. I'm paraphrasing, but in these particular circumstances, what he did was against the law, but that does not change the fact that schematics and drawings are legal. So it'd have to be something like that. Or if they deny this back down, they have to figure out like some way what they'd probably kick it back down on is the fact that the judge refused to apply the Bruin standard to my case, saying that because dangerous and unusual came in there, the Bruin standard was irrelevant. So that's probably what they would kick it back down on. What's going on, Rich? How long do you think the FRTs will stay legal? Probably indefinitely, because we've definitely went to the point to where I don't think you can put the genie back in the bottle. I think that was the problem with all of it. Like, because so many companies just took off and started pumping out FRTs and that, they would have to, I mean, it would be a nightmare. It'd be like the braces or the bump stock thing. They could do it. They could wake up tomorrow and be like, all right, yep, FRTs are illegal. You guys have to destroy them. But look at how that went with bump stocks. It didn't go very well. It ultimately got reversed. Look at how that went with pistol braces. Didn't go very well. It ultimately got reversed. I think they're looking at that and be like, all right, we need to reevaluate how we're going to handle things. Hello, everyone. Keep up the fight, man. Oh, man, if FRT is not in common use, I don't know what is. Yeah, and that's exactly it. They're still hanging their head on the common use. I actually just made a video about this, the common use and dangerous and unusual. I do believe very, very soon the Supreme Court's going to strike down dangerous and unusual, but I think they're going to uphold the common use standard just so they don't have to answer the question, like, does the Second Amendment protect nukes? Now, I'm not saying I disagree with that. Like, the Second Amendment protects nukes or battleships or tanks, but that allows them to circumvent that whole argument and not have to worry about it. So we'll have to see what happens. Worst case scenario, I think the Hughes Amendment will fall. Will the machine guns come off of the NFA? I think there's a very good possibility. Will the Hughes Amendment fall? Most definitely. That is definitely not staying up. Oh, right here. The Hughes Amendment is a scam. If it wasn't meant to be... Yeah, like the Hughes Amendment wasn't even supposed to stop us from having machine guns. But that's how the ATF interpreted it. And back then they had Chevron deference. So again, the Hughes Amendment had shaky legs before. It has no legs now. There's no way it can stand anymore. The next time that goes in front of scores, it's going to fall. Yo, what's up, CRS? Not much. Just chilling, Glad you hopped in there to hang out with all of us. Stromboli has done an awesome job. Yeah, I was following the case a little bit, but I just wasn't getting the views. It was clear that you guys just weren't interested in the whole rare breed stuff, and I don't blame you. I mean, that stuff is so full of drama. It's like watching your parents fight. Like, you kind of peek through a little bit to see what's going on, but you're like, you know what? I don't even care. The point is, right now, I can legally order, or as far as I know, legally order an FRT, and you guys are hammering out that's not going to probably change my ability to legally order one. Yeah, I think you're scumbags for doing what you're doing, but you know what? Next topic. Stromboli, though, he's basically just has his channel based off of that, so he's doing pretty good. So if you're looking for information on what's going on with the rare breeds, what the newest drama is, who's suing who, because they are... Patterson Triggers right now is going after rare breed and may actually take away their patent, and that's just going to change everything. But yeah, go check out Stromboli's channel. I'll show you what his channel looks like. 1 second here, because he's the guy to look at when you're looking for the rare breed stuff. He actually goes through those boring court filings word by word, so you know exactly what's going on. Right here, it's called Stromboli Law. If somebody wants to post a link, you can't really see it. All right. Patterson, what's going on, Rich? Yeah, Stromboli. I just said that, but if you can post a link to his channel, that'd be great. I want to drive to Stromboli. What's up, Kurt? Hitting with the links. Here's a link to his channel right here. If you're curious on what's going on with rare breed, that's the best way to go, because like I said, he goes through each indictment piece by piece, not indictment, each court filing piece by piece. And it, like I said, things are heating up. They really, really are. I may have to do just a touch-up video, just catch everybody up on what's going on. HK gang gang. Oh, whoa, stuff's going fast. Any news on the Kentucky, West Virginia auto sale? From what I understand, I haven't looked at it recently because all this stuff happened. I just kind of fell back. We have a special guest tonight. Guess who's coming on? Matt Alwarase.
Good morning, gamers.
What's going on, dude?
I just saw your text and I was like, you know what? Why not?
Well, bam.
How is it going, bro? What did I interrupt?
Oh, nothing. We were just talking about Stromboli doing all the rare breed videos and how I kind of backed off because I just wasn't getting the views. So it was clear the audience wasn't interested in it. And if they want to catch up on rare breed, on the drama what's going on with the Patterson triggers and all that, just check out Stromboli Law. Like he's got it going down. So
is that Steven Stambula?
Yeah. He's been covering every court filing with the rare breed stuff. It's wild.
Yes. It's absurd. I've been trying to keep an eye on that, and it's kind of
right. Like I was describing, it's like watching your parents fight. Like you peek to see what's going on, but you're like, you know what? Next topic.
Yeah.
It is really good to see your face though again, and thank you for all the help you gave me. Like honestly, man. Like I can't say thank you enough. I know you were worried like when I got convicted and stuff and they cuffed me right there, but like, dude, you were there the whole time. You had my back and you nailed that. We won at trial. We just lost the jury. So
well, bro, I think I told you the the 11th Circuit has still been sitting on it, and they were sitting on it so hard. They asked for, this was just like a couple weeks ago, they asked for the videos.
I know.
They want to like, and that to me says that they are fighting hard. And so I think I know which vote it's fighting. But I think we have 2.
So let me clarify. When he says videos, they're not talking about my videos. They're talking about my co-defendant's shit post videos, like literally like memes and stuff. That's what they're trying to look at.
Yeah, they didn't ask, and so you guys might be like, "Oh no, they want to see his videos." No, they did not want to see Matt's videos. They were specifically like, "We want to see this video about the fish."
Yeah, right. We want to see the full auto fish.
Yeah, and like the testimony about those videos was bad,
right?
Like, you know, you had that, like, you had an ATF special agent sitting there like, yes, this is advertising of gun parts, and it's literally a tuna. Like, yes, no, this is very serious. This is advertising. You know, it's like, I remember I asked him, I was like, "Are you familiar with fish?"
Is it normal for them to make this sound?
Yeah, he's like, "You're not particularly." With that, I believe that's a tuna. Is that a normal sound for a tuna to make? He goes, "No."
All right, so let me set the stage. So, all right, they go up there. They're like, they're nailing the coffin. Their main argument is this video with 2 guys. One guy's on top of the other guy's shoulder, and they're shooting semi-automatic AK-47s, and it's edited in a way so it's got sparklers and stuff coming out of it, right?
Yeah. It was such a, like, this is before AI, but it looked like a fucking slop video.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So he's like, and then it says auto key card, and then we got 2 guys shooting full auto AKs, which you cannot put a lightning link in an AK-47.
Right.
So let's pretend that somehow these drawings actually did work. They didn't. But
also
they did.
And the ATF guy was, because he knows I'm really into AKs, and I think he was fucking with me because he kept saying AK-47s, but they were AKS-74Us, and so he kept doing that. And I go,
oh, well, you know something else funny? This motherfucker right here. So, all right, I go to court. They're like, "Don't bring anything with you." So I didn't. I didn't know that an ID was the exception to don't bring anything with me. So the first thing I called it was like, "Your ID?" I'm like, "Well, I don't got one." Like, "Well, you can't come in." I'm like, "No, I have to. I have trial in like 30 minutes. I need to get into this." They're like, "You got to go get your ID." And this is the first time I've been in Jacksonville. So I have no idea. I have no phone GPS to help me. I know I'm on a parking garage, and I know I'm on the 3rd floor. So I'm running in cowboy boots through Jacksonville, going to all these different parking garages up to the 3rd floor to try to find my car. I find it, get my ID, get in. So I'm like 10 minutes late already. There's somebody at the elevator that's like, "Hey man, Hoover, I'm here to take you up to the courtroom. Your lawyer sent me down here to collect you." I'm like, "Oh, you know, how's it going to that?" Go up there, and then we get up there. He splits off to the prosecution side, and I go to the defense. I'm like, "Who was that?" He's like, "Oh, that's the ATF guy." I'm like, "Motherfucker, I shook his hand and everything."
Yeah, but that's how I got it to be smoothed over, because that was their witness who wasn't there, and I was like, I know what I'm gonna do.
That was smart though, but yeah, that was funny.
But I mean, yeah, he was. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, they're, at the end of the day, they're humans, and he was my favorite one of all of them. He was like the realest one.
Who was that guy that originally had the case that called it Operation Lightning Strike? That guy just came off as a
baldo. Yeah, the bald dude. No, that guy. Yeah.
Just total status. Like he was not a good person.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to interact with him much, but the other one was like, you know, who kind of like inherited it. He was much more of a real person, you know, and like, you know, there were some times where we were talking privately, and it seemed like, you know, he was not as crazy as the others, but you know, I have a feeling it's all, but bro, you know, the fact that they didn't want to see your videos, the fact that they want to see this fucking fish thing, like, I think that's a good sign. And I don't know if you've talked to your audience much about the appeal. Like, we argued it like a year ago.
Yeah.
And the 11th Circuit, if they're going to tell you no, they tell you no, like right away.
Well, yeah, I pulled up the dates for him, and I explained all the dates. Like, your no happens in 30 days. Your no, but there's people disagreeing, like they're fighting, that happens within 4 months. When you get to 6 to 9 months, the odds of getting a no is so low. They're setting case law at that point because they're going over every single word, because for the next 10, 20 years, every single word will be analyzed by lawyers, judges, and they're going to pick it apart. So every word matters. Yeah. Now, if they affirm my conviction, they still have to do that, because if they affirm my conviction, they have to carve it out so it doesn't affect schematics, drawings, flat pieces of steel. And during the oral arguments, one of the big things they kept circling back to is, where's the line? Right. What if we drew on this with a Sharpie? And they were looking for, where's the guardrails? Could we push this through and there's still guardrails in place?
Yeah. That was the one thing I'm worried about, if we want to talk about, the one thing I'm worried about is, so Judge Pryor, who's, he's the top dog in the 11th Circuit, right? He was sitting in the middle chair, and the nice thing was I got him laughing right away, but I could tell I didn't have him in the beginning. And he was like, well, what do you mean First Amendment? What do you mean this and that? What do you mean? And then I was like, Your Honor, and I didn't really want to make this argument, but I said, they charged it as a combination of parts. They charged a unitary piece of steel as a combination of parts. And he goes, well, and I go, they could have charged it in the alternative, and they didn't. And that was the first time he went,
like that. I wish I could have seen that.
Yeah, no, but I was like, I'm scared of that, because I don't want to win on that. Because if we win on that, the bad thing would be, I mean, of course, my goal is to win for you no matter what, right? But
for sure.
The thing I'm scared of is that would mean, if going forward they try to Adamiac everybody, which is because we rung fenced them into, like, because first they were like, oh, it's either this or that, and then we were like, we moved to dismiss the indictment, we're like, it can't possibly be both, right? And so they took that and tried to ring fence themselves. But if the court says, oh, and like makes a big deal of, they could have charged this in the alternative, my worry is that going forward they'll be like, oh, you had the bottle cap, which shoots automatically, was designed to shoot automatically, is a part that's designed to convert something to shoot automatically, is a combination, right? And just go down the whole list. Because that's kind of what they did to Adamiac in a way. And I just like, that would be really, really bad. And so that's the one thing that gives me like the most anxiety. Of course, it's not guaranteed that we're winning, right? But the one thing that gives me the most anxiety about our oral arguments was the way Pryor, just like, all of his like forcefulness with me went away when I said they could have charged in the alternative. And yet he just goes.
Well, I think another genius point too is when you argued the fact that, look, if they consider it parts, which isn't colloquially understood as parts, that means there's two different definitions, which means you need to rule in the rule of lenity of the defendant, because clearly this isn't what we understand as parts. And you can show it to anyone. I mean, this isn't what you said, but I'm describing it to them. You can show this to anyone and they're going to be like, no, that's not parts, that's a drawing. So that means if this does qualify at parts, that means there's two different definitions, which means you have to rule in favor of the defendant. So they can go that route too. This way they can keep the door open and smash 3D printing later.
He was trying desperately to get me to drop lenity. And so he was like, because he was like, for lenity, there has to be two reasonable interpretations. And you're saying there's only one reasonable interpretation, and that this isn't covered. And I said, correct. He's like, so how can you argue lenity? I go, because if you try to convict my client, it means there was another interpretation. And he was just like so mad about that. He's like, no, you're supposed to advance the two interpretations. I'm like, no. If you found one, it must be that there was another reasonable interpretation because you found one.
Right.
And like he hated that. He wanted desperately for me to just go, because lenity's a hard one. And he wanted me to just be like, oh, you're right, but
because if they wind up upholding my conviction and they have to deal with lenity, that's some legal gymnastics they're gonna have to pull.
That's like it creates a huge problem for lenity if they try to uphold it.
Because it says parts. Like other parts in the NFA, it says part or parts. Yeah. So it specifically has to be parts, which means they have to be manufactured. They have to be parts, like not potential parts, not future parts, not almost parts, not drawing of parts. So if there's a different definition before that, that means there's two different definitions.
Yeah, no, I was like, it was really interesting. Like, because they kept asking, where's the line? And I thought I had like a banger answer. And I was, which is Congress already drew the line. There's two different things. And then they were like, where's the line?
Well, when they were like, well, what if this was drawn with a Sharpie? Would you still prosecute? And they didn't say no.
Yeah.
I think
and that's why, bro, that's why we developed that on the stand. That's why we had that guy, and like the government and the judge were getting mad because I kept asking the same questions. I was like, what if it was on this? Well, what if it was on a
military grade plastic? What about a ramen noodle?
Yeah, and then like I was like with a Sharpie, you can still do it, right? And he was like, well, yeah. I said, okay. What if I did it on the bumper of a car? And they're like, stop it. I'm like, okay.
But you have to run the logic to the ditch because we're talking about case precedents here.
Yeah.
What happens in my case is going to affect everyone, because especially where there's a lot of overlap with 3D printing, and that's a big deal right now.
Yeah. It's I mean, yeah, like, look what they're trying to do to me.
I know, dude. I feel so bad for you.
Bro,
that sucks.
I mean, the NRA, it was just like, God bless them. They just came in and they were like, you're good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, dude. Like, they set us up with like some real like whiz kids over in California. Wow. Some really real smart guys, like people who, I have a problem with law because I'm like, no one's going to represent me if they're not smarter than me. And so this causes me to have a lot of fights with other lawyers. But
well, yeah, of course.
They found these dudes that just like one phone call, they were just switched all the way on. They were like, oh yeah, no, here's what's going on in that case. And here's the three biggest things I see about it. And like, and here's what we're going to do. And like, here's the procedure. And then we're going to do this to get in front of this judge. And I was like, I just woke up. Like,
all right, let's bring it down a second. All right, start over.
Yeah. But I mean, bro, they've been doing awesome.
That's good to hear.
I'm not even worried about it at this point.
If you want, shoot me the information. I'll make a video on it. I don't know if you want to keep it private. I mean, we're on live.
No, I mean, like, so they're it's all very technical right now. It's not super sexy.
Well, it don't matter. I'll just update. Here's who's representing him. Like, everything's going forward. We're moving. No information really yet, but
yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of moving cases. I just had I just got a lot more time back on my plate, thank God. A case that was taking up almost all of my time is now handled, thank God.
Nice.
But yeah, man, and so it was good timing. It was like literally today is the first day where I've just been chilling, like, bro, for months. Like today for months it was, I'd wake up, I'd get on the computer and I'd start just writing legal documents and just emailing and phone calls and this and this and that. But like, that case got handled, and then today I was like, what do I do with my life? It was like, and so I just went outside and I was like just cleaning up the yard, and like it made a fire, and I'm just like sitting there, and I sat at my computer and I stared at the wall, and then I saw your text and I was like, oh, okay, I'll do that with my life today.
It's no joke. He's not like, when you're wound tight for so long. I'm still not fully decompressed, but even me and my girl are like, what do we do? Like, we're not fighting for freedom. We're not desperately running fundraisers. We're not driving back and forth to Florida. Like, what do we do now?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Dude wants cliff notes of what's going on
with me.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a civil rights lawyer I do gun stuff, and basically I have a horizontal slice practice in terms of the firearms industry, where I do everything. I do imports, exports, compliance, manufacturing assistance and guidance and design. And as part of that, I've designed some guns that could be 3D printed, and published the files, and they've been out there. And so somebody came up with this maniac retarded idea that there's this like criminal enterprise that we're all like sitting together at a table and like we're all hunched over and like trading like bitcoins and like yes we will design this for the California market and right. That's of course not true, but they came up with this shit and they decided that I was the leader of this imaginary enterprise. And so California, and bear in mind, the last 3D printable gun I designed myself was out in 2024. Within the past like 4 months, California came out with a law that banned making information available to people in California. And so some like nerds in the California Department of Justice went online and found my old files and downloaded them and were like, oh, he did a crime, right? And for again a law at that point that had been in effect for 48 hours, they went back and downloaded my shit that was on the open internet that, by the way, I didn't even put there, and decided to file a lawsuit in California against me and a couple of my friends, and then 100 John Does of this like big imagined criminal gang, like, you know, evil cartoon villain thing. And the idea is these people are making information available to Californians that they can use that information. And people get confused because the way the law says, they passed this law that calls it computer code for manufacturing a file or firearm. But the definition of computer code is like any instructions and documents, right? So it's literally like a book ban.
Burning books.
Yeah, and well, but I mean, mine are literally like written instructions and then a 3D model that you have to know what to do with the 3D model, right? And so they sued, saying that each time someone downloads these in California, despite the fact that the lawsuit doesn't even say that we uploaded it or made it available or anything, we're liable for $25,000 for this one part of the code, $25,000 for aiding and abetting in the making of a firearm, and $3,500 for some other thing. And so and they allege that there's 150 separate acts, so altogether it's like $8 million.
Man.
And they literally allege that me and my friends are alter egos of each other. So that like we're all secretly using each other's names, and like, you know, that we're basically like 3 rats in a big trench coat. And it's just fucking retarded. And so I've never been to California. None of my friends have been to California. I don't want to ever go there. But they're basically trying to use a brand new California law to reach into Florida, where I've been a resident for my entire life since 1992, and say you can be punished for doing Florida things in Florida if a person in California can read it.
That's wild.
It's and I think it's a pretty important case, and that's why I'm like, but it's like so cartoonishly retarded that it doesn't stress me out, right? It's like, you know, if they were like saying it's like, oh, $150,000 fine, I'd be stressed because that's like, but then when it's like a cartoonish amount of money, you're like,
it doesn't even make sense anymore.
It's like, okay, yeah, it's I can't even take these people seriously.
Can I just write you an IOU? Is that okay? Or
yeah,
a post-dated
like,
check?
yeah, I should just like send them. You know what? I should mail them like a thing of Monopoly money.
That'd be hilarious. But no, I totally feel you. When they were putting all the stars together of my case, like the conspiracy I was going, I'm like, that doesn't even exist. That's not.
Yeah,
It's
like these people are.
How did you make this up? Like, did you? I mean, this is before AI, so AI didn't make it up for her. Like
And clankers.
So a bunch of people keep asking about ex post facto. Yes, definitely covered under ex post facto, but wind it back even farther. First Amendment, Second Amendment, like.
Well, and it's First Amendment about the Second Amendment.
Yeah, right.
Right, like it's so insanely protected. It's nuts. And so we filed one counter lawsuit so far. We're gonna do some more. But it's, this is going to be it's going to wind up being an important case, because we've got cases in Florida that are saying we need to enjoin California from behaving this way, and then the case in California, which we're fighting based on, it's like, you don't have any right to bother us in Florida. So, but California is trying to get, right now they're trying to, on an emergency basis, get an injunction to prevent me from posting the things I didn't post. And like basically asking me to like take them off of the fucking internet. It's like, I couldn't do that if I wanted to.
Yeah, it's not how the internet works, dude.
Yeah. It's like, but like this, I will say that like, me and my friends, we haven't designed any more guns in the past couple of years, just because it's gotten like, between getting fucking sued for RICO by this maniac, and then which is going nowhere, and then fucking this California thing, it's just like taken all of the joy out of it. And so I don't think we're gonna, like, I don't plan to design anything else until after all of this shit is done, which that right there is chilling First Amendment conduct, because I had a design, like I have 2 designs that are 90% ready that I was really excited about, but just this, like, well, one, this, like, the big thing is this insane RICO case that was filed in civil court, right?
When was this done?
This is what?
Is this your case, or is this something different?
No, this is someone wanted to sue me for the same people that California is suing, which is interesting, for like, and again, alleged criminal super evil gang for doing, like, making stuff available online, which is, again, it's just like fucking insane. It's but I mean, we can't let them beat our spirit out of us, right? So
that's hard. I mean, they kick you down and kick you down, like, man.
Yeah, it's just like, I just don't have the energy to fight it and also keep making the stuff, right? It's so, but I've promised myself, as soon as we get done with these 2 cases, I'm fucking releasing a shitload. I'm going to just sit down for like 3 months, and I'm just going to design guns. and I'm going to make them as efficient and inexpensive as possible, and I'm just going to like go nuts, because I even like, because I had plans before this, or I was designing stuff because I was inspired by the old Cobra kit guns, where they would send you pieces of like cut steel parts that you could weld together and wind up with something really good. And I'm like, well, fuck, with 3D printing, we don't need to weld it together. Why don't we, like, I can get this shit cut cheap, and if I do this and this and this, and I can make a reliable semi-automatic and safe and this and that. And so I was working on it, and I was like, my goal was like, we need to have a kit for a semi-automatic 9mm pistol, and the whole thing's got to be under $90. That was my, like, this is what we're doing. And like, we were, really getting there, and then all this shit happened.
That's wild. Yeah. You're handling it better than me. When I got indicted, all I could do was like play video games, or I'd be like, we need to get out of the house, I'm having a panic attack. We get in the car, we get to where we're going, I'm like, we need to leave. Like, the only way I was comfortable is if we were in motion the whole entire time.
Yeah.
It was I put on a whole bunch of weight. I think I got clocked into jail at 170 pounds.
Oh shit.
I put on like almost 30 pounds of weight.
Bro, I mean, you didn't show it, man. You were always like, because everybody was always asking me, how's Matt? And I was like, I don't fucking know how this dude is like happy and smiling all the time. But,
Well, I mean, as soon as the blessings started coming and stuff, I'm like, oh, God's got me. I don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're an inspiration. That's like, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You know, and with the shit with happening with California, I was like, if Matt could go through that, this is nothing. Like, you know, we Matts have to be strong.
Yeah, right. I think God just likes retards, and he has us do all his dirty work.
Yeah, so I was like, this is one of my mentor, Mark Pennick, was like, after the California thing happened, he's like, are you okay? Like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I just sent him the meme of God saves his silliest battles for his funniest clowns. So.
But yeah, it was something else going through that amount of stress. Now, like, once I got into county, I think when I left county and I got the actual federal prison, I clocked in at like 135 or something like that.
What?
Well, yeah, because then I started working out. The belly was just gone. Whoa. I'm almost up to 180 and I'm fucking jacked. Like,
I'm 220 pounds.
It's all right. It's all right.
And I'm 6'2", but I mean, I'm a little squishy.
That makes a big difference. I'm only like 6'4", if anyone asks. But
yeah, dude.
I'm close to 6'5", but I'm not quite.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Oh, it's good to see you though. I haven't seen you since sentencing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, no, it's hard to convince you to come down to Florida for obvious reasons.
Well, right. The ankle bracelet kind of puts a damper on all that.
Yeah, it's fucking gay. But everything will, you know, as the baguette people say, ça va aller mieux. It will get better.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this gives you a whole new perspective on life too. I can't wait to get into lawsuit mode. I'm just ready to close this chapter, start making gun content again. I'd like to get my channel monetized, but man, they're fighting me. I fought with them with AdSense, so then I wind up starting another AdSense on my LLC. So that's applied to it. Now they won't monetize it. It's just.
Have you gotten any little bits of progress?
None at all. They didn't just hit my channel either. They also hit my Shopify store. So if you try to place an order over $100, it says your address is incorrect. My Shopify store can't be linked to my YouTube, and it can't be on Google Marketplace. So the only people that go there are people that go there directly off of links. So like if you type in MREs, my store isn't going to come up. You have to type in only tactical fans for my store to come up. So that, the PayPal thing, we also found out that PayPal has this whole ecosystem with like Venmo and stuff. So all those money transferring platforms I'm permanently blocked on.
Oh, the whole PayPal thing. If they like, once they get scent of your blood, they hate you for life, which is
that's pretty ridiculous. We're floating. It's just tough. It'd be so much easier if I didn't have to deal with the demonetization, and my channel did like 100 times better before I got incarcerated because people would find stuff on Google and that it wasn't just coming off of my channel.
Yeah, no, I mean, bro, like this. Anyway, we'll, you know, I don't want to talk much about that step, but that's a step, you know. Yeah. So
years too. We're gonna be grinding at that for a long time.
I'm not sure. I've learned some tricks in the past couple of years.
Well, because I was watching like Love After Lockup and stuff like that while I was incarcerated, because that's a big show in incarceration. So you're watching it. That's just the way it is. So, but the people that were trying to sue, they'd be like 5-10 years in before they got any sort of traction or movement.
Yeah, like I said, I've learned a few tricks. But did you get hooked on the voodoo chips?
What's that?
Oh, there's that like specific chips that only.
Oh, you're talking about shebangs and stuff like that.
Yeah, the shebangs.
Those were only in county. Now, when we got to prison, we had the.
It was Aramark, right?
What's that?
Was it Aramark when you were in prison that was doing the food?
I don't know, but it was the whole Mountain Dew ecosystem. So like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Doritos, stuff like that. And then
I would have fucking
warden got upset.
Out if there was no Coke products, I would have cleaned my shit out.
Well, it got worse because the warden got upset at us, so he pulled all the sugar off the yard. So now you're drinking Diet Mountain Dew and Diet Pepsi. I'm like,
why?
This is all right. So I can't go too deep into it because I'm still like under prison custody. But the gist of it is, before I got there, what had happened is one of the COs had a romantic relationship with one of the inmates and brought in a cell phone. And once you get the first cell phone in, it's game on. So then they started going through R&D. They had somebody working in R&D. They took pictures of the boxes, what they look like. So then they find out who was coming into the prison. So once they found out who was coming into the prison, they take those pictures of the R&D boxes and send it to somebody on the street. And then they'd make a box that looked like it was coming from another prison in with somebody's name and reg number on it. And at the bottom of the box, they'd have a pack full of contraband, tobacco, drugs, cell phones, stuff like that. So the people at R&D would flip the box open it up. They had a piece of tape underneath their shirt, pull off the tape, pull out all the drugs, cell phones, everything like that, tape the box back shut, and push it down the line.
Oh.
So there was a retarded amount of cell phones, drugs, everything like that. So the warden just kept us locked down like damn near an entire year. It seemed like just shaking the unit down, shaking the unit down, shaking the unit down, shaking the unit down, trying to find all the phones and stuff they could. And it was brutal. There was a lot of phones. Once I got the phones off, then they're like, oh, there's drugs. I'm like, how is drugs coming in? I don't believe in magic. So you're telling me that because the regions actually pulled me and talked to me. I don't know why they selected me specifically, but they're like, how's the stuff coming? I'm like, dude, we don't have drones. We're surrounded by fields. There's no way a drone can get close without people seeing it for a quarter of a mile. They're not coming in through drones, and you need a cell phone on the property to get a drone to come in there. That's how you give your GPS coordinates. We have 2 chain link fences. Then we have an electric kill fence. Then we have 2 more chain link fences, and then we got a 30-foot wall. So you're telling me that somehow magically these drugs come through there? I'm like, you already know the answer. The only way shit's getting in here is if a SEAL's bringing it in. End of case. There's no other. What do you think? Somebody's standing in the middle of a field where everyone can see they're using a wrist rocket, shooting stuff over the wall, or like it? That's not how it works. You know what? Maybe people tried drones when there were cell phones in here, but once those were gone, the drones were gone as well.
Right.
Because like I said, I can't go into too much detail.
Right.
But the only thing I knew that existed after all of this was one thumb phone, and it barely worked. And you can't use a thumb phone for GPS and pictures and stuff like that. That's just calling. So the people that would get because if you used other people's pack numbers, because you're only allowed, it's like a 10-minute call a day.
Right.
So you'd go to all the junkies and you'd be like, hey, I'll buy your phone minutes from you. Yeah. Well, if you got caught doing that, they'd shut you off, and then you couldn't use phone, email, or anything. So then, well, you're going to look for a phone, and then they pass around this little tiny, it's literally the size of my thumb. Terrible phone. but that's how they got around getting all their pack numbers and stuff shut down.
That's so, it's like, what's the point? I just don't get, like, even if you have phones, it's still like, you're still getting pretty severely punished by just being in there. Like, why care that much? I just don't get it.
It's
and I think every facility is different, right? Because I know some people that have been at other facilities where they don't fucking care. Everybody had a phone, right? And they just didn't care.
Well, before I showed up at Baker, they were having ODs and stuff off of fentanyl because the chick in the tower was calling off the wall her cell phone while she's in the tower, and they're passing drugs back and forth. And it was fentanyl, and a whole bunch of people died in prison. Irvin's got crazy stories. Wait till he's not ready to come back online yet. But when he is, he's got some wild stories of people just ODing, and it's something else.
Yeah, I talked to him at the argument date. He told me some interesting stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still him. Like he's still got that same personality.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. He's unbreakable.
Man, when they started showing the footage of him pulling up to the bank and he was using an OJ whip, I'm like, come on. And then he got text messages of this is my mobile command center. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah,
like, come on, dude, you have to have an OJ mobile. Yeah. You couldn't have bought something else. It has to be the OJ mobile. I mean, it's not actually the OJ mobile, but we're talking about a white silver SUV. Like the whole thing looks suspect.
Right. Mobile command center. Yeah. It's
oh, and they put their hat heavy on that. They're like, and then he has his mobile command center. I'm like, what? They show a text message. We're like, I just bought a mobile command. It was a bus. Yeah. It was a bus he wanted to turn into a camper.
Yeah. Dude was just trying to off-grid.
Which, I mean, is his paranoia justified? Kind of seems like it.
So. Is it? I mean, it's like, would I do it? No. Is it cool? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Well, I got kids and stuff too. He doesn't, so that's a little bit different. When we get a hotel room, like when we had to go to Florida and that, we try getting the standard like 1 room, 2. But yeah, that does not work with children. We had to either get like an executive suite or something like that, where it's like got 2 separate rooms with a microwave and a table. Yeah. That's the only way it works. Always, you don't sleep. The kids are just nuts, especially going hotel room, car, hotel room, car, hotel room, car. Like, you got to give them room to move around.
Yeah. Your girls are so sweet, but they're like a 2-stroke.
Yeah, right.
Started and it's like,
well, when I give you a ride in my car, I'm like, oh, be careful. There's a bunch of food back there. Like, just waving food around in the back of the car. I'm like, oh, this is so messy. And I have somebody in here.
Yeah. No, but they're great.
Yeah, I'm glad to be home with the family. And that's the thing about the appeal, too, is, you know what? It doesn't matter if I lose at this point because my life doesn't get any worse. It would get significantly better if I won here, but it doesn't get any worse. So I'm not even worried about losing. I'm just glad to be home, glad to be with my wife and kids. It's nice.
Yeah. I mean, I never want to say too much, but I feel pretty good.
Well, yeah, I do too. I mean, because I keep going through the different circumstances in my head, how they would affirm the conviction, and it'd be so sticky. They could do it, but it would just be sticky. Like it. Yeah. They'd have to very carefully select every the and it, and it could just blow up in their face.
Yeah. Do we have any questions or anything?
Oh yeah, we got a bunch of them. I'm just chatting with you because, man, I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to chop it up with you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Stressful stuff almost as soon as I got out, so I didn't want to start blowing up your phone and that. Like, I get out, and all of a sudden now you're back under the legal thumb.
Yeah, it happens.
Right? You're still in court. Freaking really? Yeah. So the appeal process does, like, way back in 2020. I'm like, hey, if this goes to SCOTUS, it's gonna be like almost 2030 before it gets there. It's really, really, really slow. Big one. Thank you. Don't get them, sugar.
What?
I think they're talking about Erica because her other profile is called Sugar Tits.
It
was funny. She messaged Rich back before we knew Rich, and everyone was like, I thought it was one of those get my prince to America for $100,000 and she'll give you $1 million when she gets your thing. And then I actually click it. I'm like, oh, that's CRS's wife. Great chat, but it's past bedtime. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. We still got 105 people in the chat, but
nice.
What's up, man? CRS cheese, head hillbilly. I like cheese. I mean, I fit right into the stereotypes. Stereotypes exist for a reason. That's just the way it is. Yep. Much as you don't want them to, they do exist for a reason. Did you say freaking? But thanks for making a PG-13. I didn't get my children sugar. Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. But yeah, they're kids. At this point in time, when we were going back to Florida, I think my youngest was 2 or 1. So I got convicted in 23. She'd have been like 2, almost 3. And then my oldest was in 1st grade, which would have been, what, 6, 7, something like that. So, I mean, they're at the age where they need to play.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, glad to see you both doing well. I agree that CRS is that's way too long of an I word for
inspirational.
Inspirational with a great audience. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. The story of the ATF giving you the okay. Yeah, that's my fault. I should have recorded that conversation. And they hit us with the Trump card. So instead of letting us like put him on the stand or anything like that, they went and got a sworn statement from him saying that he didn't know me.
Yeah. Yeah.
We gave it our best shot. Again, that's my fault. I know better. I should have recorded the conversation. I used to record them all with, like, when I called manufacturers and stuff. I just didn't with this guy. Like, he just felt so. I didn't want to include him into my channel and cause him problems at his job. So that's why I'd ask him questions and stuff like that. And it was just more like I'd almost pretend like they just manifested out of nowhere. I should have known better. My fault. I should have recorded those. I didn't read the pod. But anyways, are you looking to hop off because you're looking pretty drowsy?
Yeah, I'm a sleepy boy. So
All right, man. Well, it was really good to see you again.
likewise, bro.
Hey guys, thanks for hopping in the chat. I'll see
And
you guys in
guys,
the next
he's got these sick 3D printed like ammo
ammo
cases.
case.
You
I
gotta
don't have
buy
one
them.
next to me.
It's good shit. It's really good.
I'm working on the 308 design one. That one will be coming out pretty quick here.
Nice.
Dude, so I broke the AMS on my printer. So because it's not on a stable platform, it wiggles and then the cords will pop out.
Oh yeah, no, you got to put it on the. You got to like firm it up.
Yeah, so I know that the cords pop out because I already took it apart once trying to figure out what was wrong with it, and then I found a loose cord. I'm like, oh, cord popped out. So I checked the cords. What I didn't realize is the black box on the bottom of the printer. I didn't realize that cord could come in and out. I thought that was permanently on there.
Oh yeah,
that cord had wiggled out. So I'm checking all the cords. I'm like, well, it's not a cord. So I take this thing apart. I'm like, what's going on? I'm messing with it. I've got everything taken apart. Then I put it back on there. Still nothing. I'm checking all the cords again. I'm like, oh, this one's off. Click. All of a sudden, all the lights turn blue. I go to feed it in the front. Feeder works. Then it hits the back one and just stops. It won't go past the back one. I broke something when I took it apart. I can't figure it out. I took it apart so many times now. The screws are starting to strip out. I don't know what to do.
It sounds like there's a cut piece of filament in the like.
No, I had it completely apart.
Okay.
Like the little magnets were everywhere, and somehow when I took that apart, I must have broke something because that motor won't engage. Even if I push the filament past the magnet and force it into the motor part, it just doesn't engage. I mean, I guess it's possible that motor burnt out, but it's just so new. I don't know. I gotta figure that out.
The AMS is just a nightmare. Like it's great until it fucks up, and then it like, and then it's just an absolute nightmare.
Well, I don't do multicolor prints because they just take too long. If I'm doing a print, it's all one color, so I really don't need the AMS, but it is nice to have.
It's nice to have because it keeps it dry.
Yeah. Got the decant beads right in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to figure out that. I don't know what to do.
I bet I do. Did you take it? It's like past the motors. There's the like the manifold, right? Where all of the four come in together. When mine did something like that, there was one little orphaned piece of filament stuck in that manifold. That's what caused all the problem.
Like it wouldn't kick on the motor?
Like it was stuck in such like it had tweaked slightly, and so it just blocked the passage. And so whenever the motor would start trying to go, it would just stop.
Oh no, my filament goes through. The motor won't engage. Like if I take the motor,
it goes through, it just won't feed.
Yeah, the front feeder will go and then it'll hit to the motor and it'll just stop because that motor won't go. Now, if I take my finger, I can roll the motor and push it through, but it won't do it automatically. So I don't know if maybe when I took off that circuit board on the bottom of it, I messed something up. I've pulled all those wires off, put them back on.
I would check the connections on that bottom one.
I did twice, if not 3 times. Like I said, I've taken this thing apart so many times trying to figure out what it is. The screws are starting to not want to go back in. Like they're getting wore out to that point.
That sucks.
I know. So I got to do a repair thing. I'm hoping they'll just warranty it out and give me a new motor, manifold, computer thing, because that thing's only like what 3 months old, 4 months old, something.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's freaking send the whole thing back. He's broken, fix it.
Right. I don't know what's going on. Help.
Yeah. Thanks. All right, big dog. Thanks for the invite, and I'm glad to see you. And
I'm glad you like the ammo boxes too. Like I was hoping
I
you
love
would.
that. Thanks, man.
All right, talk to you later.
And thanks, chat.
Yep, you out.